my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Hi, everybody, and welcome to our show. Thank you all so much for taking the time to be here with us. I know this time of year is busy, 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 so we do appreciate you hanging out with us. So make sure if you are new to us or maybe haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button on your YouTube channel, on our YouTube channel, and that way you will always find us when we go live. And same with Facebook, just like our page. And of course, we are live, so thumbs up and hearts if you want to share the love with us. Say hello to my producer, Mr. HP.
Share the love, people.
Share the love.
Hi, everybody.
We got lots of fun for you today. And of course, the biggest part is going to be our fourth and final Advent project. So we're excited. That just means that Christmas is getting closer and closer.
Yes, it is.
We do have one more Tipsy Tuesday before Christmas. That we're gonna be here for you on the 23rd. But today is the last Advent because we always do them Tuesday before the Sunday of Advent, right? Mm-hmm. So how is everybody doing today? It is a great Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
I hope everybody's got all their shopping and runaround done.
You know they haven't.
Well, you got 2 more days, today and tomorrow, to shop at GE if you want your stuff under the tree. We will most likely get it to you if you order. Last day to order is Wednesday if you really want it shipped. Now, if you don't care, you can shop whenever. But let's kick it off with our winner from last week. We have a giveaway question at the end of the show, so make sure you stick around, because you could be our big winner just by answering our giveaway question. Last week, I asked you, what is your favorite Christmas tradition? That was fun to read through because everybody's got different stuff. Some things that they invented themselves, some things that have been going on for decades and centuries. I don't know. But our winner is...
Let's get a drum roll.
Tracy Heinley. Congratulations, Tracy. Her favorite Christmas tradition is decorating gingerbread houses.
Nice.
It's been a couple of decades now that we've done it. That's amazing. 2 decades.
Wow.
1 year I got my mom, sisters, nieces, and nephews involved, and we had a contest and had a neighbor judge it. It was so much fun. Now I have a 5-year-old grandson who has done it a couple of years now, and he really loves it a lot. That is fun. You know, I 2 years ago, Johan was staying with us right before Christmas in Minnesota. And I had bought one of those tiny little Christmas gingerbread kits to make a gingerbread house. He has been talking about it ever since. I think he was like 3 or 4 when we did this.
Funzy.
And next time he came to Minnesota, he's like, I want to do the gingerbread house again. I'm like, well, those aren't available year round. But kids just love that. So congrats, Tracy. Just send us an email to help@GEcoolDesigns to secure your prize, and we'll get it right to you.
Come on.
Yes. I want to take the opportunity to say Happy Hanukkah to all of those that celebrate Hanukkah. And let's dive right into our Advent project. Okay. Number 4. And so thank you all so much for the feedback on the Advent projects. I know you're loving them, so fun to break out of your mold sometimes a little bit, isn't it? I see some mass production of casserole carriers. Mass production. I know. I actually just finished one last night because I had one kind of in pieces that I used to show you the video, but I finished it, so now I can use it.
Yeah, you was on the road last night.
Huh?
You were on the road.
I know. I finished some UFOs that have been chasing me. Yes. We'll talk about that later. Okay, let's dive right into our 4th and final Advent project. Now let's check our Advent box for our last Advent project of the season. We have one left. Let's see what's in here. And the pretty box. It's gonna get used. December 16th. Something bulky in here. Oop. Oh, I like this. Ready for my seasonal cocktails. I love the gold. And what else? Oh, we got some. Oh, this is Insulbright, so heat resistant batting. Some pretty fabrics. Ooh, and some coffee fabric. Some Velcro and elastic. Hot chocolate mix. Perfect, perfect. Let's see what we can make. Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to make this really quick and easy hot cup wrap that is the perfect occasional gift. So let's get started on our hot cup wraps. These are handy wraps to wrap around cups if they are holding a hot beverage. We have a little elastic loop in here, which is of course optional, but it's kind of fun. You can slip a little piece of chocolate, maybe a biscotti, or anything you want in here, or maybe your favorite liqueur to gift alongside a pretty cup and the wrap. So make sure you have your pattern, and first and foremost, the template is going to be here on the second page. You want to cut that out and note that this edge here on the right side is going to need to be cut on the fold. So what we want to do is cut that from our insulated batting. So I have my Insulbright here, which is insulated batting. It's going to hold, protect against that heat. I've cut out a template of that. If you had our advent box or the supply list in the pattern is going to be enough for at least 2 of these. This is a great scrap project. So what I have here is a main fabric, a focus fabric. So I chose something that I could fuzzy cut some of these fun labels from the coffee print. Then I have 3 different kind of coordinating scrappy prints. You can of course use smaller scraps. You do need a bigger piece of fat 1/8 for your backing. But first we are just going to cut our fabrics into some nice usable pieces. So first up, I want to fuzzy cut whatever label I want here featured on the front of my wrap. So I think this one is calling to me right now. And so what you want to do is just cut that out. It doesn't have to be any specific size. I see now that I lay my ruler on here that I have a good margin if I cut this to 2 inches by 3 inches. Let me see if I do 2.5. That might be good too. 2.5 by 3 inches. I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe 3.5. 2.5 by 3.5 probably should be good, because I'm looking at my 1/4 inch lines on each side. That's where the seam is going to land, and so it's going to give a little bit of a margin around that piece. So I am going to just make 2 cuts through the 0 and the 2.5, and then I turn my piece and I'm going to cut it the other direction. So now I can align pieces on the bottom, and I want to do 3.5 there. Oops, needs to be a little more there. So here I have my center piece. That's going to be front and center on my wrap. So from there, I'm going to take the other fabrics here, and like these are just scraps about 9 by 10 inches. I just want to cut these into 1.25 inch strips because I kind of want to mimic what I did just with the stripy sides. So those strips can of course just come from any scraps you have. You want the strips to be at least about 5 inches, 4.5 to 5 inches, just so they're long enough to go from across the whole batting. So I'm just folding all of these, making sure that the folds are all aligned here with a line on my ruler, so my strips are not going to have any elbows in them. And this is looking good to me, and I'm ready to just cut strips. So I'm cutting 1 1/4, so I'm going to use my 1/4 inch chart in the Stripology, Master Your Stripology ruler book. So I'm just going to cut a few strips using this ruler. My first cut is through the 0, and then 2 1/2, and then 5. And then I'm just going to move this piece, turn my ruler, and this chart is actually meant to be on this side. On page 6 if you're using the squared mini ruler. So now I'm aligning the 1/4 inch line on my cut edge, and my second cuts are going to be through the 1 1/4 and 3 3/4. That'll just give me 4 strips of each color, and I should be good to go. So now we are ready to start sewing, and this is going to be a quilt as you go project. So ideally, if you have a walking foot on your machine, you want to put that on your machine, and I used kind of a dark thread because I have darker fabrics. You can choose to do whatever you want, of course, if you have different colored fabrics. So I have this piece, it almost goes all the way to the top. And I see now that I probably want to trim a little bit off each side. So I'm just going to do a little trim here. I think I want this to be 1/8 of an inch on each side. So I'm just going to eyeball it because it really doesn't matter that much for this project, it's an actual size. So I just want to find the center, make a little fold here, and make sure this is centered. So now the first thing we're going to do is just make a little border around that first piece. So I am going to just take strips. I'm going to start at the top. So add a little strip. I just trim it to size. Add a little strip here. So we're going to layer it right sides together. So this way, and then press it outwards. I'm going to do that on both sides. And what we want to do for this project too is make sure that when we add fabric, we always extend the fabric pieces beyond the actual batting, because we're going to trim that later on, but you don't want any batting to be seen once we piece this. So I'm going to just take this straight over to my sewing machine along with my little strips. I'm going to have scissors handy so I can just trim these as I go. And then we're going to quilt as you go and fill this whole area. So after the first 2 strips here on the top and bottom, I want to add that same color to the sides to have a little border. And it's okay if it extends a little bit on each side. We're going to cover that up just with the next piece. So my next piece, I want to align it with this raw edge and just make sure it extends, this piece extends the batting on both sides. So I'm going to get another piece on the other side, and I just use my scissors to trim it to size, just approximately. We're going to clean it all up later. If you feel like finger pressing is not going to get your piece flat enough, you can always use an iron too. Now as I've bordered this one, my strips, as you can see, are not laying completely flat, so I want to just put a quick iron on this to keep it down, and then we'll continue on. So now I'm going to keep adding the strips to the sides, and because our wrap is angled a little bit and a little bit curved, I want to kind of keep that angle. So instead of aligning the raw edges straight on, I am actually going to do a little bit of an angle. So if your raw edges are here on the bottom, I'm just going to pull it in just a little bit so that the strips will go at a little bit of an angle. Does not need to be accurate. It's just a little angle that's going to help play with the shape of the form. So So if you see here after the first one, it just will keep angling just so slightly, and you can just play it by ear. If it's not 100% accurate, don't worry about it. It's just something to have a little fun with it. So now that we have the first strips on the outside of the frame added, if you wanted to add that elastic to your wrap, this is the place where we're going to put it. We're going to put it here on the left side. I cut a 4-inch piece from my elastic. I fold it in half and just align those raw edges centered on the raw edge of that last piece I added. Then you can choose to just pin it in place to hold it. And now I'm just going to continue on, add a strip right on top. So it's going to get a little bit thicker, but that's okay. Just going to trim this one to length and then sew this in, catching that elastic in the seam, and then continue on filling out my whole piece of batting. So now I have filled my whole piece of batting. I don't see any batting anymore. And so I'm gonna now flip my piece over and just stitch about 1/8 of an inch on the inside of the batting all the way around, just securing all of those seams so they don't split up. And then I'm gonna show you where we carry on from there. So here we have it. We have our elastic sewn in, and you'll see the stitches around the whole edge. Here you can see that it's about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. So now we're just going to trim all these excess fabrics. I like to use a rotary cutter. You can use scissors if you're not comfortable going freehand with the rotary cutter, but I'm just cutting along the edge of the batting very slowly, trimming all those fabrics away, so that we have the fabric now even with the batting. There. And of course, on the straight edges, you can always use a ruler. It's harder to do on the curved edges. So there, now we have it all nice and even. So next step is just adding our backing. So we're going to take our big backing piece and kind of do the same thing. We want to make sure that we lay it down right side up, and then we're just going to flip our batting piece on top. I'm just going to cut out just a little bit beyond, not too close to the edges, like this. I'm going to pin it so that it's going to stay in place. And then we're going to go ahead and just sew, using the batting as our guide, sew about a 1/4 inch seam all the way around, except we're going to leave a little opening. Whether you leave it on top or on the bottom or on the side, that's your choice. It's easier to turn it if we leave an opening probably on the top and bottom. And so we're going to leave about 3 to 4 inches open so that we can turn our piece. So here I have it all sewn, and now we want to do the same thing. We want to trim our backing to the same size as the batting. You can use scissors for this, or if you are comfortable doing this freehand with a rotary cutter, you can do that too. So I left my opening on the bottom of the piece. So Trimming this even is really going to help the turning, having less bulk in that seam. Another thing I always do when we have sharp corners like this to turn and thick batting, I angle my corners a little bit. So I trim off, making sure I don't go into the seam. There's two seams there. First is just the setting seam, and then what I just sewed. So I just trim the angled corners a little bit. It'll help pull those corners out. So now we want to just go right through the opening, turn it, and then I'll push the corners out and give it a good final press. All right, so now I have it nice and pressed. I just pinned my opening here on the bottom. And next step is just doing a little top stitch all around the edge. Plus we want to add the Velcro. So at this point, you can fit this around the cup you want this to be used on if you have a certain cup for it. But we want to make sure that they overlap. And however much is up to you. Depends on, like I said, the size of the cup. So we have our Velcro. You want to have about a 2-inch piece or so. So I'm just going to cut my 2-inch piece here. And then as you wrap it around, there's a sticky part to this Velcro. You want to put the catchy part of the Velcro on the underside and then the soft part on the top side on the other side. So I'm just going to do this, put them together, and I'm going to peel off this side and put this guy right here. And now I'm going to peel this off so that there will be sticky parts so the two pieces of Velcro are stuck together. And just measuring around my cup how I want this to be. Approximately, of course, with Velcro, it depends on how tight you wrap it, it will still stick. But this is a good way to find that initial positioning. So I'm just going to lay this over. This looks good to me. So then I'm going to pull it apart. And I have that positioning already there with the sticky glue part. So I'm going to go ahead now and do a top stitch all the way around. And then I'm going to stitch each piece of the Velcro down, just going around the inside and make sure it's secure on the fabric. So here we have our little wrap. It's a great little gift item. The Velcro will come together easy around whatever mug. And that little elastic is just super fun to personalize your gift. Maybe you add a hot chocolate pack, maybe their favorite candy bar, a little cookie pack or something, or maybe their favorite cordial or addition to their coffee, a little bottle of Bailey's. Whatever floats the recipient's boat, something to make them happy. I hope you enjoyed making the hot cup wrap just as much as I did. They are so fast and fun and easy. And of course, I love being able to personalize the gift with a little something extra slipped into the elastic, just matching what that person really likes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. How fun. I think this is, if you work in an office, if you're a teacher, I think this is a perfect little something to do. If you know a coffee drinker that likes to buy those, what are they, Starbucks and Caribou and Dunkin's drinks?
Everybody loves the project.
Oh, good.
Except they said my music was corny.
Oh, they love my project, but not yours.
Yeah.
Corny music.
I'm so sorry. I'll make it funkier next time.
But I love this. Somebody wasn't sure that they actually saw a little shot, But that was, that was kind of the initial idea of doing something different with these wraps. First off, to be able to fuzzy cut something, you could always embroider if you have an embroidery machine, add embroidery to it. Also, Quilt As You Go, I want to just do something really fun using up scraps. But this, of course, can be adjustable to any cup. It doesn't have to be this cup. It can be smaller mugs. Obviously, if it is a mug that is not heat resistant, these are really perfect, but I also just think they're cute. The idea for this came from somebody said that every Saturday they put a little Bailey's in their coffee. And so how fun would it be to have a little favorite liqueur to put in your coffee or put in your hot chocolate this time of year? But of course, it doesn't have to be that. It can be just a hot chocolate packet. It can be a chocolate bar, maybe, or biscotti.
I want hot chocolate now.
It could be cookies.
Yeah.
Could be some Walkers, shortbreads. So the pattern is available now. Of course, we save $1 for till like about, we always done like a few hours after the show. If you get it right away, $1. The pattern is going to include the template for the batting, or for the hot batting, heat resistance batting, I should say, Insel Bright or anything similar. Now, you can adjust the size of that to anything. So however your cup is, play with it. And then, of course, if you use a similar, you can always adjust where the Velcro is. You can make it longer if it's a bigger cup, whatever you want. But it's really fun and cute and super fast to do. Super fast to do. So I hope you enjoyed it.
You want to talk about the other ones from the past?
Well, let's talk about, so for this one, people were asking about this cute fabric. So we have a little bit left of that coffee fabric to fuzzy cut. And we have some half yard. Can you put the coffee fabric up?
Sure.
Yeah. We have a half yard, these in half yard cuts, but only a few, because usually we use everything up for the boxes. But this fabric, we have some half yards. If you wanted to snatch that up, for sure, we got that. And of course, when you purchase the pattern, it comes with a video. It's going to be in your account, so you can watch it however many times you want. But any questions you have, let me know. Any questions?
No questions.
Yeah.
No.
That's good.
Only questions is, what's the quilt on set?
Yes, the quilts on set. We can maybe talk about later, because it's some of the fabrics that we're showing. But this was the fourth and final. I think we need to go back a little bit and see what we've done this Advent. We started off with a casserole caddy. So this is a perfect carrier for that 9x13 casserole dish. It can be taken right out of the oven and put in there. And because it's going to be insulated, the top of it is loose because it acts as a trivet. So whenever you get to where you're going, you can put the trivet down on the table and it protects the table from the dish. You don't have to have the dish still in the carrier. So love this one. And it's so versatile. You can do fun things with the trivet itself, piece it, use panel blocks, or whatever you want to do. Then we did the Tipsy topper, a small little table topper, and I showed you how to fuzzy cut those fun designs and tip the blocks so they become on point, floating the corners, so no worries about losing corners. And I also showed you how to do faux piped binding in that project. And then the coasters are super easy and quick. It is pretty much, you use the backing to bring it around to the front and do a mitered binding, so kind of self-binding, super easy and quick. But really, if you find cute fabric, that's really good. And then we had our thread painting ornaments. We broke you out of your comfort zone with that one. I think a lot of them, but I saw so many of you that really enjoyed that. Doing something crafty a little bit. So doing thread painting with some hand holding with a printed little interfacing and stick and stitch type of thing. I really love this. The patterns are all on the website. So they are, find it at gequiltdesigns.com. There's definitely, I think, a banner on the front page to find Advent. Otherwise, use that search tool and just type in Advent 2025. You will definitely find it. Can you use 2 pieces of cotton batting if you don't have Insel Bright? I would probably just use one, because usually, I mean, a lot of the cups are already a little bit insulated, so you're not gonna like burn yourself. And And so you can always use it, just a regular batting. It's not gonna get that hot through that for you to hold the cup. So I would probably only do 1 layer. 2 layers, it just becomes really thick when you have a small piece and it's really hard to maneuver that way. But that's what I would recommend. Any other questions? I thought this was really fun. Really fun. And thank you for the love on the GE cup.
Can you buy the coffee cup?
The cups, unfortunately, only for the Advent. I think we had like just a few left, and our team was like eager to snatch them up, but we had no extras. Sorry. But this may show up at some other time in our merch offerings because it is really cute.
Sorry.
But this colorway is going to be exclusive, this little holiday version. But I love this cup. I've already been drinking out of it every day since I got to open mine a little early. Okay, let's move on to, so we talked about our Advent. Next up, I wanted to just mention, those of you that have experienced our Fill-A-Box program or Fab Box program, we have done some great changes to it and advancements. I want to give a shout out to Nate and Otley. Otley has been coding on our website and doing all kinds of great things, making things more automated. So if you purchase one of our Fab Boxes, if you don't know what that is, you can purchase a Fab Box, a small or a large, and then once you purchase it, you can place orders from us, and always on your, when you check out now, can you just put that up? If you have an active Fab Box, now when you go to checkout, there is an option, I don't know, can you see this? There's yeah, it's kind of hard, but you have to be logged into your account, of course, with the right email, but then you can actually, when you go to checkout, the shipping option, there should be Fab Box on there. It should be send with my Fab Box. Yep, ship with my Fab Box. So then you don't pay for shipping every time so you can order however many times you want. Once your box is full, we'll send it back. Or if you ask us to ship it back, we will ship it, but you just essentially pay for that shipping when you purchase the box. So that is our new process. You don't need to remember a number. Once you buy the box, you don't need to wait for a number. You purchase the box, you'll be tagged as long as you are logged into your account. Once you go shopping, you can order as many times as you want. One thing you remember. And then once it's full, we ship it. So saving the environment, of course, saving a lot of money on shipping. And the great extra fun bonus is that people just love it when their boxes arrive. It's like Christmas all over again because you kind of forgot what was in there.
Exactly.
So I love that. So that's our new process. Now, if you go to checkout, if you know you have an active box and you go to checkout and you don't see that option of ship with my Fab Box.
You need to cough again?
Kind of, but
okay, all right.
If you don't see it, make sure you send us an email to our helpline, and we just have to connect that. We just rolled this out, so there were a couple of little misses, but this is going to be so fantastic and just make everything more automated. As soon as you place an order, there's automation that shows us how full your box is once it reaches the weight, or physically we notice that it's full. We just send it to you. And you get updates on how full your box is. Automated. So it's fantastic. So,
sweet.
Kudos to these guys that do all the tech stuff that we don't
Good
like.
work. Good
that
work.
I don't like. That's awesome. And there are a few boxes available now. A lot of folks got them before our big sale. So we've been shipping them to people. So there are some spots available for our Fab program.
Okay.
There it is. I think we put some of those in the description there, or links to it. So check it out. Any questions on that? Happy to take it. Now, I was just we talked about at the beginning of the show, you were saying that I was going to town yesterday. Yes. So we've talked about this before where, how I've been asked so many times, So no 2-month time max. Yes. So if it reaches 2 months, it's been with us 2 months, we also ship it. Ship it automatically. We don't want stuff to be hanging around too long. And I think if it's been 2 months since you bought something, I think you want to see it, right?
Exactly.
So I wanted to talk about UFOs. I get asked all the time, how many UFOs do you have? Unfinished objects. So which means projects that I want to finish, but are still not finished. So I usually don't have that many because most of the things I start, I need to finish. If I start something and I'm not going to finish it, I don't count it as a UFO. But there's been one that has been following me for quite a few years. Mm-hmm. And that is, I don't know if I should talk about it. Well, I'll talk about it. That is my daughter's graduation quilt, her t-shirt quilt. And I've talked about it before on the shows. Initially, the process was started before her high school graduation, which was in, should I say it? 2019?
1921, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
well,
5,
the quilt
6.
didn't get finished before that. It was still just t-shirts cut out. Then she goes to college. And so then I'm like, oh, I got to finish this quilt before she graduates college. So got the quilt done. You quilted it really fast so that we could show it to her when she graduated. Well then, because it's t-shirts and batting and we put really heavy minky on the back, the binding had been cut, sewn together, ready to be sewn on, but I put it away before finishing it. And so now, a year and a half since she graduated college, I thought, you know what? She's got her own apartment now. She got a little puppy, you guys. We haven't shown you that either. Svana got a little puppy, a little dog.
I wouldn't call it little.
No, it's not little. Oh. He's not little. We'll show it to you. We'll introduce you to Sullivan. But I finished the binding. So I'm just going to give myself a high five. Pat on the back. That has been chasing me for years, and I got it done.
Good work. Good
you
work.
can do it.
Good work.
It's just, sometimes you just got to buckle down and do things.
Unfinished
Object. UFO. Mm-hmm. A lot of you can relate. I love that. I love that. Okay, let's take a look at some great fabrics we got in. Now, you've been talking about what's behind me. It is a quilt from our panel mashup book. It's called Proud Mary. It's hanging sideways. But this fabric is the new fabric I'm going to start with today. It is called Reef, and it is by Kate Spain for Moda. Fabulous. Now, I will have to say that the panel that I used is actually shown in the book in one of Doug's quilts, but we decided to do something different just to give you some options. So it is a 1-yard panel. There it is in its full glory. It is so pretty. Yeah, you can't really see anything on me showing you overhead. But I love that it's like a full bleed out to the edges. So if you trim a little bit off, it's okay. It's okay if you need to trim it or whatever. So full yard panel, beautiful colors. And so we have a bundle that we put together. So let's take a look at the bundle. We have, starting with this piece, just beautiful coral. I love this deep, kind of almost a purplish hue of this blue. It really is so rich, and then the pinks and the coral colors just show off so well on it. I just love it. I love everything Kate Spain does, so no wonder. Next up is a lighter blue with those really pretty starfish shells, sand dollars. There's multiple shades of blues in this line, which I think is just perfect for the occasion. We have these little fish swimming on this deeper blue background and all these greens and aquas and turquoise. Beautiful. Then we have a little bit of a floral. So cute, these little daisies with a little bit of, we could just picture them being underwater, right? And then a little bit of turquoise, the seaweed flowing, really beautiful. This is just so fresh, nice and fresh. A little bit of geometric pattern here with a light blue and then more green in it. And then we have a small print teal. So cute. They're just like small little circles with a small daisy in the middle. And then we have that seashell print in the kind of a sea foam color, that light aqua. This is more blue. And then the coral colors in the shells. We have that main coral print in the light background. So pretty with the hot pink. This is one of my favorite colors, this coral color. So this is the same print as the floral here, but using the coral color. And then we get a little bit of hot pink. So the geometric pattern here in a pink. I love these. These would be really great to cut strips or whatever. And then finishing off with a hot pink, a little directional, little bubbles. They're really cute. Can you tell what this is? Really cute little bubbles. And that finishes off the bundle. 6 pieces. But of course the panel is sold separately. So you can always add that. And let's take a look at the Proud Mary quilt that Jody made. It is awesome. You want to put it on the screen? There it is. I'll show you what fabric she used for that because we didn't have the line yet. So she made this with just basics. And so you can make Proud Mary scrappy or you can make it like this, just with certain fabrics. But let's take a look at my fabric pull first. So I'm going to show you my fabrics, starting with the blues. Thatched Frost is kind of an in-between blue and turquoise. So a great option here. I wanted to find a little bit more seafoam green. This is Retro Stitch in the turquoise. Brings out some of the greens. And then we have Bumbleberry's Chalky Blue. This is the perfect little turquoise to go with these. So just to have variety. A little bit of teal, Heima, Lichen, and the Aurora color. Love that here. Also because the greens and the dark blues go with some of the other tones in the quilt. I had to have a little bit of a brighter blue. These bubbles worked out well. 24/7 Bubbles Ocean. This was a Color Club one. Flora Elements, Cobaltic, another shade of blue that you can find here in the fish and in some of these tones over here. Love that one. And then that deepest, almost purplish blue. This is Bumbleberry's Navy Blue. It has a purple hue to it and it just looks great with these. So into the more warmer colors, I love this one, Stash Check Orange. It's very coral, and especially because it has a lot of white in it, it fits in great with the rest of the prints. But then I had to pull a couple of more corals. Glazed Tiger Tail is awesome. And then also Flora Elements Coral. Just love this print with all of this. It just works great. For the pinks, I went with another Heima Lichens in the Summer Sunset. That brings in a few different shades of pink, so I really like that. And then the Dottie Thatched Fuchsia, also the bubbles just look great on here. Couple more. Another Heima Knit Campion is great because that's really that deeper tone. You can see it with some of the other elements in the line. It's perfect color there, even though this is more on the warmer side. So I think this would be great as an accent. And as an accent or background, I definitely would go white. It's a little off white, but this is Bumbleberry's white. It has a little bit of a gray to it, but it would be a perfect little background. So this is Reef by Kate Spain for Moda Fabrics. So here's the Proud Mary that Jody made, and I just wanted to show you which fabric she used outside of the panel. So the panel, and then for that purplish color, she used glaze maroon. Can you put that kind of in the corner of the quilt so that we can kind of see it? So glaze maroon was the little scallops on the top and bottom and the corner squares. And then the light color on the outside was Fizz Champagne. You know, see, it's a little off-white, but in the panel, this color is really in there. So that was looking great. And then the next color on the outside of that is that light blue. That was what I showed you earlier with the line Thatched Frost. And then the darkest blue is a grunge Bonnie blue. So these are the 4 fabrics that she used. The Bonnie blue is also around the panel, but this was just really great and worked really, really well. The glaze maroon is her binding, and for backing, she used a purple for backing, but here's another great option for backing. It's that Fluidity Teal. That is just the perfect backing. This is a 108. For either of those quilts. We made another quilt, not using the panel, but just using the fabrics. And it is the Alberta quilt. Look how that one turned out great. So even though they seem to be kind of lighter, low volume patterns in some of those prints, but they look great. You just got to have a light enough background that's going to be the contrast. And for this Alberta, we actually used that 108 for the back. But the background, we used this sparkle elements in the ashen. So it has these little stars in like a taupe and gray color. So it gives it a little bit of a pattern to break up and blend with the other prints. So again, Reef. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We have another line to show you. That is going to be completely a different switch because the colors are more muted. This one is a Scandinavian line that is manufactured by Stof, which is a Danish company. But I really love it. This is very artsy. It is called Morning Lights. Look at this beautiful layered watercolory print. I just love this. I love the variety because once you cut it up, it's just going to be beautiful and just unique. It's just something I haven't seen before. So I love to carry stuff like that. Somebody asked about the Reef. The Reef, it's a 12-piece bundle. This one, I believe, is only, let me see, 3. Yeah, this is only a 10. Next one here is the birds. Let me turn it around. All these birds and this hues of gray. There's a little green in here and then blue. Beautiful. We have these leaves. Again, I can't get over the depth in these prints. So you see the birds in here, and it seems like everything has just been layered, color after color. I just love that. And then we have that bird print, again, a little larger. So we have birds, but this is a larger print. Looks like there's a big, big branch on the underneath of it, and then it's kind of being lit from behind. So cool. We have some thistles. This one is bringing in a little bit of a dark navy, still those tones of gold and a little bit of orange, burnt orange and blue and a little green. Then we have these bigger flower buds. I don't know if these are thistles too, but they are, look like they are wilted flowers, but I love these. These are so cool. Again, I love how it seems like it's lit from behind. And some more seed pods in a lighter background. Just kind of faded, lots of dimension here. And larger scale of those heads, seed pod heads or whatever you would call it. And a couple more prints here on the lighter end of things. We have the birds that are just flying. I just love this with just a hint of that peach in there. And finally, a very low volume version of the flowers, flower pods or seed pods, whatever you want to call that. And so that is the 10th and final piece. Morning Lights, a really cool line. I would definitely throw in some basics to really make it stand out. So starting here on the brown side, I thought this one was just perfect. Floor elements, spicy brown, has all those golden, a little bit of peach, and then that beautiful brown. So this would be a great fit. Another darkest value would be a grunge bison to really bring out those colors. Has a little bit of gray, but a lot of red, and a lot of warmth to it. For the lightest tones, I would go with Bumblebee's Cream. That is just a little off-white, so you're gonna really be able to mix it. And also Grunge Pearl would be another option. So just a little dirty with a little gray in it without being creamy or anything. Then I found this print, which I think would mix in perfectly, Stash Triangles in the linen. It has quite a bit of a red undertone, so adding it here, you can see it looks great. Then I went into some of the peach tones. Deco Stitch Peach Whisper. This one is just a perfect hue of that lighter peachy tones you can see everywhere, especially over here too. And then I went kind of a gradual from there in those red tones. I love this one, Floor Elements and the Rose Wine. So you see that rosy tone to a lot of these in these prints in here. And then to bring out some of those sharper, warmer tones, I did Stash Stripe Dot Rust. So I like that it has that light taupe in here, so it really would bring it together. For the blues, so the blue tones, the perfect hue would be Glaze in the Barn Door. That would be great with all those blues. Or a Bumbleberries Cornish Blue. So you can see you could use that if you really wanted to pop it with more blue. You can use a lot of that. But I pulled two more fabrics that you could use to add a different color, a great focus fabric. I wanted to go kind of darkest. This is a blue hued charcoal. So this is retro stitched charcoal, but you can see some of those tones are in the darker elements of the fabrics. So it'll be a great punch. And then I brought in a gold, Nitty Gritty Gold. Now this one has a lot of layers, has a little bit of that orange, a little bit of the darker browns. So I think that would be a great fit. But obviously you can see the little gold spots in the fabrics. This would work really well. So Morning Lights by Stof Fabrics. Beautiful, gorgeous, and different. So any questions on those two? They couldn't be more different. Couldn't be more different. Now, the Alberta quilt was hanging behind you. If people were wondering, that's what was hanging behind you. Yeah, there it is up close. It's so pretty. It's always a fun. It's so much easier to make than you think.
It's gorgeous.
Just so you know. So all that's left is our giveaway question. We decided to have some fun with this one and get a little creative.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you have two options for this question.
Okay.
Would you rather be an elf or a reindeer? And tell us why.
Yeah.
Which one would you choose? Do you want to fly?
I want to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay. You're the leader
I
of the
want to
pack.
be. Yeah, I want to lead the way.
Okay. Plus, everybody loves him.
But I do like being an elf to make all the toys for the kids.
Yeah, so that's what I would choose. Definitely an elf because I could work with my hands, be creative, and make some cool
Well,
stuff.
we can have two elves in the family.
No, you have to be the reindeer.
Okay, I'm Rudolph.
Okay. So let us know in the comments, and you can be our winner next week. Our next show will be next week. It's going to be on December 23rd. December 23rd. We're going to pop in right before Christmas and check in with you
What
guys.
is it? What is the show?
Tipsy Tuesday.
Okay.
Tipsy Tuesday.
Ain't nothing happening this Thursday?
Yeah, 4 p.m. Yeah, I wanted to remind you that this week is also Perfect Pair Week. So Perfect Pair will be coming this December 18th, 9:30 a.m. And I'll be there with my little segment of our Tilda quilt along. And we're going to be giving you an update on the Tilda on Thursday. Those of you that are still waiting for kits, we got an update. Look for an email from us as well. We are still waiting for that background fabric, that putty white. And they keep pushing the deliveries out and pushing the deliveries out. But we'll give you a detailed update. You have some options. We're like tired of waiting. So we're going to give you some options. Anyways, then also Friday, we're going to be live from Studio A. We're going to bop over to Minnesota for a little bit.
Okay.
Because someone is playing at the Timberwolves halftime show on Sunday.
Show is.
And so Happy Friday will be live from Minnesota at 12 p.m. Central Time this Friday, December 19th.
We're so excited to go back into the cold.
Yes, and it is Festive Fun Sweater Day at GE Designs. So maybe we'll show you some pictures of everybody's outfits.
I'm excited about Friday, though.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yes. But have a lovely rest of week, everybody. This is, busy time, but take some time to get away into your sewing room, do something fun. Maybe make a little wrap for your cup or for a friend. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Step into the groove, it's the place to stay. GE Designs got the Stripology way. Quilting with the beat, you feel that heat. We're the rulers of the strips, every inch so neat. Lay your fabric here, lay it right here. Cut it right there, cut it right there. Precision in the rhythm can't help but stand. From morning to night we cut and we care. Every quilt a masterpiece, nothing can compare. GE Designs where precision is our vibe. Cut it, slice it, make it so right. We'll just so we can moonlight. Measure once, cut twice. It's a funky rule. Stripology magic, yeah. It's hella cool. Turn that fabric loose, make it strut and strong. We're jamming with the quilts in control. Oh, everybody now, lift up those strings, Feel the stripology, adding flair to your life. From edge to edge, we groove through the night. Sew it up, show it off with a glorious side. GE Designs where precision is our vibe. Cut it, slice it, make it so right. We'll just so we can moonlight. Step into the groove, it's the place to stay. GE Designs got the Stripology way.